Sri Gurupyo Namaga. This is third part, 10th standard. Already we have completed 2 parts. This is prose, empowered women, third part we are going to see. So already interviews, questions have been, we are listening, and what had happened in the first part is we learnt what is the voyage they went, and now second part we saw the interview, how they were asked questions. The third part is a continuation of it, we will be having. Interview, and she was asked question, what were your aims and how did you work to achieve them? So Vatika Joshi, the lieutenant commander, she is giving an answer how they sailed in the boat, and they were giving the answer for the question, what were your aims and how did you work to achieve them? So they were asking what was her ambition or what was her goal, and for that she was answering, I wanted to make sure that I complete this journey with ultimate honesty. I didn't set out for a destination. It was a journey that mattered to me the most. So my contention was to make sure that we go by the rules of circumnavigation, which say that you don't have to use any auxiliary means of repulsion and you don't have to take anybody else's assistance. I grasped that completely. So here Vatika Joshi was a commander-in-chief and a lieutenant, and she was telling that her goal was what? To complete the journey with ultimate honesty. So if she want to do with the honest and ultimate honesty she was doing. I didn't set out for a destination, it was the journey that mattered to me the most. So she feels that the journey that mattered to me the most. So my contention was to make sure that we go by the rules of circumnavigation, which say that you don't have to use any auxiliary means of repulsion. So any auxiliary things she must not take. She was very adamant and determined that she must complete the journey, the voyage with honesty. So that was her mind. And you don't have to take anybody else's assistance. She thought that she must be a commander and she must not take anybody's assistance there, and I grasped that completely. So what she had decided, she was keeping till the end of the journey, and she was successful in that. And now again the interviewer was asking the question, name that one quality of yours that enabled you to complete this expedition successfully. So what is the quality you had and which quality helped you to complete successfully? So that was a question asked to the interviewer, and she was answering. So again Vatika Joshi was answering, whenever the winds dropped, it wouldn't have taken me even a fraction of a second to switch on the engine and say let's go on 1 mile ahead. But inside of me something poked me and said that you have to be honest with yourself, and this expedition has to be done with honesty. I am glad that we were able to finish it successfully without the use of the engine at all. So here when there was a wind, what will happen? She will be deciding in her mind to start the engine and to go fast back. But she was not doing. Immediately she was thought that she decided that she must be honest, and that honesty made her to keep quiet and determine whatever the situation, and they faced the situation without switch on the engines. So that she was telling. As the head of the crew, how did you involve the team? No, teamwork is very important, and that too the head of the team must be having mind adjustment and control and everything. The team quality is very, very important. So as a team, if you are working only, you can be successful, and as a leader, how you manage the team, she was asking. We have all sailed and trained the same amount, and everybody has their own way of dealing with situations, but that was a good thing. So she is telling that everybody had their own talents, their own qualities, their own analyzing and understanding the situation. So everybody was doing it perfectly, and it was not that much problem for her. Because we could discuss different ways of involving the problems and choose the best one. In fact, I had say it was easier for us to collaborate and work together. So, if they were all alone, it will be a problem for them, but as a team they were collaborated and each person has an idea, and what is needed for the situation they are taken from everybody, and that was the thing they were enjoying, and the working together mind everybody had. So, it was easy for them to be successful. Payal Gupta, when you are not at sea, teamwork is the most important in the middle of crisis. Even during the storm, when 3 people would be out on watch, the other 3 would be inside, wouldn't be able to rest. Somebody would heat the water, the other person would heat the gloves because it was raining also. So, team effort actually helped in navigating through the 20 hours long storm. I feel that if I had been alone, then it would have been a nightmare to deal with the challenges that the sea throws at you. So, again Payal Gupta says that as a team, they were having 20 hours strong wind and rain. In that they were just boiling and heating their gloves and their body, and 3 were inside taking warm and the other 3 were looking after, and the next 3 when they were doing, the other 3 were resting. So, that where team cooperation was there. So, each person well understand and what to say, the team quality was very good and mindset was good, and they had all the same mindset. So, it was very clear for them to understand and analyze and help each other. And she was feeling that if she was all alone, it will be a nightmare to her. So, she can't even imagine if she was all alone in that boat and she was doing. So, she felt that the 5 of them were good friends and there was a teamwork among them. Interviewer, share your experience about the most challenging task while sailing. So, Vatika Joshi says the sea can get really tough when winds are picking up. Those are the times we have to be active and need to anticipate what could be there ahead. In the South Pacific, we encountered a storm where the sea were almost 9 to 10 meters high and the winds were picking up to 60 to 70 knots, a unit of speed equally to 1 nautical mile per hour exactly, which is about a hurricane force of wind on land. It is a normal on sea where there is hardly any land mass to stop the wind. So, Vatika Joshi is saying the sea can get really tough. It was a really tough when they were sailing, and when winds are picking up, those are the times we have to active and need. So, when the storm is their wind is very strong, then they have to be ready to face whatever the situation they are getting. So, everybody will be alert at that time. We encountered a storm where the seas were almost 9 or to 10 meters high. So, they were having a encounter means they faced the challenges. The storm was almost 9 to 10 meters high and the winds were picking up to 60 to 70 knots. So, when it was in the nautical per mile per hour exactly 1.852 kilometers. It is normal on sea where there is hardly an land mass to stop the wind. So, it was a normal thing on the land, but in the sea it is very difficult, and even in that situation they managed and they just worked. It was also a bliss experience when something broke down and after a lot of hard work and effort we were able to fix it together. We will remember these incidents as well because it gave us the strength to move on, and if something. So, when great wind, strong wind was there, it will come and break everything, and to make set again it will get time for them to do, and they will be doing it as without any murmur or grumbling they will be doing, and everybody will be very ready and active to do that, and they will be facing the toughest thing. Even with that, with the courage mind they were able to do as a team. So, went bad, we were able to overcome those challenges. So, when boats other things were all broken, it will be a great challenge for them to mend those things. And interior, how adventurous was your trip? And they were asking the commander how it was adventurous their trip. In Vatika Joshi, when we were crossing the Tasma Sea, we witnessed the brilliant southern light from sea. So they said that it was so nice, and when they crossing Tasma Sea, we witnessed the brilliant southern lights from sea. It was rare to watch that in those months, that too from sea, we were absolutely awestruck as we were not expecting it. To see the entire sky lit up in green light, there was bioluminescent dolphins swimming in the wake of the boat like our neighbors, and a variety of sea creatures. We spotted a dead sperm whale once, and we thought it was an island from a distance. It was huge, so huge, we are not specialized, so whenever we spotted something in the sea, we had to Google it to learn more about the species. So what she was saying, she was very much happy to see the bioluminescence lit up like a green light in the sky, and there was a dolphin swimming in the wake boat. So when they were going in the thing, they saw green color light, and it was bioluminescence, and dolphin were swimming along with the boats, and variety of creatures they saw. They mistook for a dolphin, whale, dead whale. They thought it is an island. They mistook for an island, and at last they came to know that it was a dead whale. And this all were there when they were sailing, and they understood it was not a great thing and amazing thing for them to travel like that. We are not specialists, so whenever they are not specialists of the sea, so whenever they had a doubt, they will be Google and see what is that. Interviewer, how did your crew spend time deep in the sea? So they were asking, how did your crew spend time deep in the sea? So Swati P is answering for that. During circumnavigation, we picked up some hobbies. They were having hobbies and kept posting pictures of delicacy like kolapas and cakes. So they were not able to get cakes and kolaps there. So they will be just making a picture of it, and they will be enjoying it. And we also read books when the weather was pleasant. When weather was pleasant, the boat was just sailing, they will be feeling very happy to read. They read book even in that situation. And did some quilling and craft work. They were doing some quilling and craft work there. Well, team leader Joshi read comics and Ramayana during her journey. So team leader Joshi Vatika will be just reading comics and Ramayana during her journey. I loved cooking as well, so I indulged in baking. So she was very much interested in cooking. So Swati will be just baking something. And I also like crafting a lot, so I used to make lampshades. I love it when people appreciate the food that I cook. So I gave my crew members the best dishes that was possible on land with the limited resource that we had on the boat. So Swati P was there to cook, and you know that with a little limited provisions, she made the delicious food and just supplied for the friends, crew members. They ate and they were appreciating her, so she enjoyed the thing. Vatika Joshi, 6 is a great number. We were always entertained. We watched movies, listened to music, and you won't. So Vatika Joshi is saying 6 is a great number. So she says that 6 women who traveled is a great number, and we were always entertained. All the 6 were entertained themselves. We watched movies, they watched movies, listened to the music, and you won't believe some of the goodies the crew rustled up in our tiny pantries. Even while sailing in rough seas, we made parathas, baked cakes and breads, and even made alvas and rasagullas. So while even in that place where they were sailing, they made rasagullas and alvas and barotas and baked cakes and breads, and they had. So that shows that Swati was baking and giving them, and they enjoyed. And they also celebrated festivals. We celebrated festivals at sea. When we think about it now on land, we remember the Diwali we spent at sea. So when they reached the land, they recollected their mind how they were celebrating Diwali. So because they celebrated the Diwali in the boat. including we celebrated 3 birthdays, including the first birthday of the boat. So 3 birthdays they celebrated. One is the birthday of the boat. Also specific occasions like crossing the equator, the international date line and such. So here one birthday was the birthday of the boat and crossing the equator. The occasion they are crossing the equator, that they has made as a birthday. The international date line and such. The international date line such. What motivated you to fulfill the country's expectation? Swati P. We was answering to this question. We knew that the entire country was watching us and praying for us, so we never wanted them to have a single day thinking that we are in trouble. We knew that it is going to happen, but the people out there did not know what kind of challenges we were facing. So one of the motives that we kept in mind was that we did not want to frighten them. We decided that once the circumnavigating was over, we are going to show what we had actually gone through. So they were facing so many challenges there and dangers there, and they doesn't want to tell anybody because they felt that one of the motive was whatever the trouble they are facing, that must not be shared. Only after landing they have to share. As a woman, how would you consider this expectation? So they were asking. So male, it's okay, whatever the trouble they will be facing, they will be able to challenge it. As a woman, how you face this, all they were asking, how you consider this expectation. Vatika Joshi, it is a matter of great honor and we couldn't have imagined anything better for our cast of. Of course, we've been an all women team. It is a great boost to open women in the country, but as we are going to as sailors, and we as sailors have seen that the sea does not discriminate between genders. It is always gender neutral, and we have realized that gender does not play a role in sailing, but to boost the morale in the country and for more. So what you was telling is, only in the land people will be saying that it is a female and male and all, but sea had not considered, it will not have any gender discrimination, as whether male or female, the nature is nature for everybody. So she is saying that nature is not taking that discrimination, but land people are taking it, but the sea was accepting us as a sailors. As a sailors, women or male, it is not the thing. As a sailor, I am a sailor and our crew is a sailor, so we sailed in it and we enjoyed it and we have taken all the things. So women to take in adventure like sailing, I feel it is the great that an all women team had been formed to undergo this expedition. So as a crew, all the 6 went and they enjoyed. So from the first we will see what is that. 6 crew members were sailing and they shared their thing, how all it had been started and on what name they were given. It is Tara Tarani, they given the name, and the boat was just sailing, and they were 254 days they sailed, and after finishing their course successfully, after they finished their journey travel successfully, they reached the land and they have been welcomed, most welcomed, and they all been appreciated and awarded, and the interview were kept, and that was also a part. In the second part and third part we saw all the interview questions, and you understand very clearly. If you are not having any doubt, you can clarify doubt through your phone. You are all having my phone number. You can ask any doubt at any time. You can clarify your doubts, and we will go for the lessons essays. I will send paragraph through the WhatsApp. You can copy in your classwork, and that is the end of the thing. Thank you, children. We will meet in the next class.